You know, the relationship between business and spirituality and heart. How does it reflect Russian situation maybe?
Internationally. I think internationally. I was very touched by your process. I think internationally, business and especially big business has become like a scapegoat.
Yeah.
You know, like big business, in many places where you go, including big business itself, big business has a bad reputation. You know? Like even we work with some very big companies, and even in the break we talk to people. At times they voice their own doubts about big business. But it can, like, you in the newspaper, if you're a journalist, you always can write an article that beats up big business somewhere. And that's fine. Kick big business, that's great. Kick politicians, that's fine. Everybody can say, the president is no good. The president is an idiot. The president is, this is very easy. And I thought her work was beautiful to realize that actually the people that work in big business are human beings, and they get hurt by that. The people who work in the government, the politicians, regardless of how they appear in public, there's a human being in there that has a heart and that also goes to sleep. And we should learn to have our differences without that we sort of like down or humiliate whole groups of people because we don't agree with certain practices that they have. So I really loved what she said. I think like we all should, in my mind, if I was a tyrant, I would say everybody should do two things. One, if you don't like big business, you should realize how are you big business yourself. A lot of us individuals actually behave like big business. We don't value our own creativity enough. We don't value our free time enough. We worry constantly about our success. So we actually are acting like big business in our little personal lives. No, people complain. I haven't been seen important enough, or I have not been valued enough as an individual. Like a big business, we always can think of is our own status. Or we worry a lot about money. And then we say big business is greedy. All they can think about is money. So understanding we are big business, and then the other thing is to remember politics, political parties, big business has human beings in there. And for them also, love and feelings are important. I feel often bad about business leaders and political leaders. Everybody in the press thinks it's fine, you can trash them and you can... And then you complain if they start to make laws where you say you cannot talk badly about me in the press. It's not just because they're terrible leaders, it's also because the press takes used to take a bat and hit the leaders, that's fine.
Yeah, when you say that, I realize myself that sometimes I look at businessmen and I look down at them because they're so, I think they're so like, they don't have a heart, or they're so rude or not soft enough. But yeah, but I didn't realize that I actually hurt them by that.
Yeah.
I was thinking when you were speaking, I think that's what I love about both the concept of deep democracy and also the practice, because it actually shows how to find, instead of thinking I'm an isolated individual on this world and those things are out there, which also doesn't feel that good really, it shows methods where, like in that work or in the group process, how you actually can find that part outside that's disturbing inside, and how is that also happening inside of me, and it brings more of a sense of being part of the whole soup. So I really love that.
I came more into psychology because I believed that psychology was finally needed to understand politics better, but I was always more interested in the collective life. We have an interest to bring the multidimensionality of process work into areas and communities that in the past have not been directly related to a psychologically oriented leadership model. So we're interested to bring process work in the area of organizational business development, politics, and generally communal life.
So can I say that it's more connection between business, psychology, community,
Spirituality, reality.
So what do you think they could learn from each other in Russia?
Well, already yesterday in many discussions with the journalists and the Russian business leaders, for example, there is not a generally accepted idea that any business, regardless how profit-oriented or, let's be mean and say, how greedy you run it, in the background has a hidden process of a larger vision and a spiritual component. Maybe it's not visible, and maybe nobody is paying attention to it. And we help companies to discover that and to enjoy it more and use its emotional strength to blossom more. That's something that the psychological and the spiritual community must learn. Business needs to learn and understand that the government, even if at times it looks like it's complicated, has a role in the overall theater of a national development, and that these are people with human hearts in the government that are at times in difficult positions, and that all of these roles need more relationships. So we want to facilitate more of these relationships. So everybody has to learn that they are entangled with each other, and that nobody is only right. Or we should put it this way: everybody is only right. And how can all these various perspectives of being right relate more to each other?
Широко разлилась река, широко разлилась река. Широко разбрелись луга, широко.